What's going on, guys? It's your boy and the Matrix. I'm back with another video, and today we're gonna talk about a topic that I've actually been thinking about this. I've actually been thinking about this because in the past, what was it? Since the pandemic, really, since the pandemic, there's been an attack on anime, and really, it's an attack on anime, but it's also an attack on Japanese culture. I've talked about this before, how they're trying to colonize Japan. Hollywood, they don't want to make animation anymore. They're just going to Japanese studios, hiring the Japanese studios to make, what I called American anime, right? And it's not just that. They also want to colonize, they also want to westernize Japan to the point where they're doing the exact same thing that America is doing, such as mass immigration. We're going to talk about that. So, why woke people hate Japan? Now, we are in the Trump administration, so I think it's safe for me to use the word WOKE, woke. Wokety woke. Wokety 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 woke, wokety woke. Hey, YouTube, are you going to penalize me for saying that? Oh, man. If there's anything that I like about the Trump administration is this. A little more freedom of speech on YouTube, kind of. Hopefully. There's still some blue hair people working at YouTube. I hope not. Anyways, moving on. So, reason number one why woke people hate Japan. Japan is still very patriarchal. Japan is still very, very patriarchal. Okay? It might not seem like it. Maybe the media doesn't, confirm that Japan is very patriarchal. But if you have visited Japan, if you've seen if you lived in Japan, if you visited Japan for at least 1 or 2 weeks, if you studied Japanese culture long enough, everything from the samurai all the way till now, it is still very patriarchal. Okay, it is still very patriarchal. Most of the leaders are men, right? And recently they started to add more like female leaders into politics, right? But that's just like one or two. It's not that they have like 50 of them in their Congress like America, is this just recently? Recently, they started doing that, like in the last like 10 years. Like, no joke. So, Japan is patriarchal. Okay? Japan is patriarchal. And of course, because, they got they got the creeps, the some of the elites there trying to westernize Japan to, have more girls do things that the boys do. And I've showed you videos before where they're trying to do that no gender thing, where like there was this school in Japan where the kids can choose whatever clothing they want. Like clothing has no gender in this certain school in Japan, this certain region of Japan. Like you can pick your school uniform. Don't worry about gender. Like basically gender neutral uniforms, which I think is stupid. Right. But we're past that. So that's reason number one. Japan is still very patriarchal. Reason number two. Japan does not support LGBTQ XYZ rights or marriage. How many letters does it have? Was it LGBTQ, LGBT something plus, LGBT, LMNOP, XYZ, ABCDFG? Something like that, right? So this group of people, the rainbow people, there's no rights or marriage for them, right? Japan does not support that. And I mean, why would they? Think about it. Why would they support that when their population is going down and 2 dudes cannot have children and 2 girls cannot have babies? Why would they support that? They need babies. They don't want to like put out laws out there that benefits the wrong group of people. You know what I'm saying? They need heterosexuals, which is funny because here in America, the only reason America is so it feels okay doing that is because, well, we replace a lot of what's the word? Our work shortage. Is supported by a lot of immigrants. America always had immigrations. Whenever we need people working in the farms and the trashmen and the janitors, we just bring in immigrants into the country. Problem solved, right? And that's why America feels comfortable passing all these stupid laws for the rainbow community. I am gonna get roasted for this, man. I'm gonna get attacked. Is it okay to say any of this on YouTube? Well, it's kind of late. It's kind of late now. A little too late. A little too late for me to like go back on my word now. I'm gonna keep going. Screw it. I don't care. I don't care. Hey, what's going on, guys? Real quick, if you are looking for an artist, then I am your man. I am open for commissions and I am doing fan art, anime style art, character designs, character concept art, group art, as well as Christian art. If you are interested, the prices start as low as $50 per artwork. You can contact me at my email, which is in the description below, or you can order through Coffee and I will see you there. And reason number three, as we were saying, reason number three is just that Japan doesn't accept immigrants. Japan does not accept immigrants. You see, unlike America, Japan, they have a filter. They have a filter. Um, they let you into the country to teach English, to go, to be a tourist and all that, but it's filtered. They know where you are. I still remember the first day in 2019, May of 2019. When I arrived at Japan at the airport, I think it was the Narita airport. After I got off the plane and they took me to an office, I was kind of scared, yo. I was kind of, I'm like, why are they taking me over here? Why are they taking me over here? I just landed. Can I go to my hotel? And this Japanese lady sits me down and they tell me, "Oh, why are you here?" And I'm like, "What you mean? Why am I here? I'm visiting Japan for the first time. I'm a tourist. I assume you knew that. Don't you see my passport? I'm from America." And then they're like, "Oh, where are you staying at?" And I'm like, "I'm staying at a hotel." She's looking at me, then she looks down at the map. She's like, "Oh, do you know where the hotel is?" And I tell her the name of the hotel. I don't know the freaking address. Or I think I looked at my I looked at the books app, like the bookings app, the hotel app on my phone, and I give her the address that way. So then they tell me exactly, "Oh, you're gonna take this train, go over here, then here, and then that's your hotel." And I'm like, "Oh wow." Oh wow. Oh, thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. I mean, I could have used Google Maps for that, but hey, thank you. And now that I look back, it's like they were keeping track of me, right? They were keeping track. Who are you? Where are you from? Why you're here? Where are you staying? They're keeping an eye on me. Politely, obviously, because the Japanese, they do everything polite. You know, even when the Japanese hate you, they're polite about it. It's hateful politeness. And another thing is about Japanese now wanting immigration. Look, so in the past few months, there was news about Japan making a deal with Africa to allow 300,000 Africans, that's a quarter of a million, 300,000 Africans into Japan. But, here's the conditions. But these Africans had to stay in certain towns. That means you're not staying in Tokyo. No, there's just too many of you. They're not staying in Tokyo. We have these towns that nobody wants to be in. We have what is it? Nagasaki, and I think there was other like 3 other towns, right? 3 other towns. All you Africans are gonna go to these 3 towns that we assigned to you. Right? These 3 towns that we assigned to you. And that's where you're gonna stay. You're not gonna come and live in Tokyo or in Osaka or Kyoto in our capitals. You're not doing that. You see, they know this is filter. They have a filter for their immigration, unlike America. Yeah, they were gonna let 300,000 immigrants in, but we know where you are. Reason number 4. I just jumped over. Reason number 4, the Japanese don't support diversity and inclusion. The DEI crap. Now, there are the corporations. The reason why corporations like, Sony, Namco, Capcom, and all these other entertainment companies, why they are applying DEI, diversity and inclusion, is because of the investment firms like BlackRock, Blackstone, Vanguard, right? These investment firms, and they're owned by a certain group of people that shall not be named. Like Voldemort, you can't say their name, otherwise you get cursed, right? So this group of people, right? They're investing in Japan, and that's why the Japanese companies like Square Enix, they have to cover up Tifa and give her like a sports bra instead of letting her titties run loose. right? So they have to. So the corporation has to apply diversity and inclusion. But Japan itself is not diverse. The Japanese are homogenous. Still, 98% of Japanese is still 98% Japanese, and then the 2% are like other groups of people. Think about that. And why would they? Everything, besides the population crisis, which really can be solved with by just giving an incentive for people to, do the jiggy in the bedroom. But other than that, they have a really nice society. So why would they become homogenous? Why would Japanese kids, finish high school and then go to America and live here in trashy ass LA or New York or all these trashy cities that we have when they have a clean ass Tokyo with good ass transportation? Why would they? Reason number 5 is Japan does not fund feminism. Japan does not fund feminism. Look, America likes to take your tax dollars and then put that money towards Ukraine. I'm sorry, not Ukraine. Put that money towards programs that support feminist ideologies, feminist programs, feminist organizations, right? Candlelight Sweet Baby Inc. Right? Japan doesn't have the money for that. I mean, they do make what? They have a $5 trillion economy. But America has a $200 trillion economy. Oh, by the way, that GDP is going down, by the way. We're not that rich anymore. America's actually losing a lot of money. So that number is wrong. That number is outdated. So Japan, they don't have money. And even if they did have the money for that shit, the Japanese government would not support that crap. Especially now when they need babies. Like, China actually banned feminism. There's no feminism in China. The Chinese government said, screw you, you're going to make babies. We need you people to make babies. Stop being so damn stubborn and get in the bedroom. And the Japanese government, that's exactly what they're going to do. In this population crisis that they have, why the heck would they put money into a feminist organization? The only way that anybody can get away with that is if they sneak it in, right? They have to sneak it into Japan in order for that shit to work. But the government itself, they're not going to support that crap. Okay, that's one of the reasons why Shinzo Abe got assassinated, is because he was one of the people that was against this. And the most recent prime minister is getting booed off the stage for supporting, woke ideologies. And if this ever does happen, the Japanese people, if they find out the Japanese government is spending our money on this feminist crap, there will be riots in the streets. They're going to start pulling out their samurai swords and their ninja kunais and shit. You'll see. And that, my friends, is why woke people hate Japan. Did I miss anything? Are there any other reasons? Please comment down below and let me know. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for future notifications. Guys, it's your boy in the Matrix. Godspeed.